According to Forbes, there's an emerging consumer group who is now yield $44 billion buying power with 40% representation out of total population of consumers by 2020. Moreover, several surveys have shown that this category of consumers is going to be the 93% of influence for the household spending decisions when it comes to family matters. So, for marketers who are interested about these type of golden opportunities, the next immediate problem would be who are they? Before moving on to that, I should introduce myself. I'm Nadeesha Kahawandala from Department of Industrial Management, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. My topic is factors affecting purchasing behavior of Generation C. Again, back to the topic. Yes, as you heard, that's Generation C, who are born in between 1995 to 2005, approximately with 19 to 25 years old. Being born into an era where the technology and internet is readily available, this generation is known as the most tech-savvy generation due to their high level of technological literacies and technological self-efficacies. Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook can be identified as the most famous communication methodologies of these generations, where they have described themselves as the silent generation due to these digital application usage. For this outstanding generation, diversity isn't an issue. The most debatable topics like gay marriages are just incidents for them. They are highly conscious about money, so based on those payment options, perceived enjoyment, peer and social pressure, product diversity, and product brand has identified by past literature as some key influences of this generation when it comes to purchasing behavior. In the journey of deep excavation to find out the factors affecting this generation's purchasing behavior, we have accompanied a literature review methodology, where initially a search was done on databases like Emerald Insight and ResearchGate and found 52 relevant articles which supports the theme of our research. So in the second screening, which was based on date and number of citations, we have selected 35 important articles out of 52. Consumer behaviors, consumer behavioral models, and Generation C were the basis in the final screenings, where it helps to summarize and finalize 25 articles at the end of our literature review methodology. From the articles which explain the models of purchasing behavior of consumers, first we have selected several models and evaluated their pros and cons to be selected them as the base model for our research. There we found several models. First model is the Nicosia model, which indicates that motivation, buying behavior, experiences as the key features or key influences for consumer purchasing behavior. Second model was the Engel-Collet-Blackwell model, which explained the consumer behavior as a decision-making process, and also it explains individual characteristics, social influences, and situational reasons as the key influential factors which affect the purchasing behavior of consumers. As the third model, learning model is where it explained the consumer behavior as a result of conscious and subconscious mind behavior. Finally, the sociological model, which explained that the consumer behavior depends on the consumer roles which they play in the society. Although those models successfully explain the consumer behavior in different angles, when we deeply examine those models, we found out they are lacked with some components which describes the consumer behavior of specifically generation.
In the evaluation of pros and cons of those models, first point which we identified as a lacking point was the too theoretical nature of those models with lots of components and attributes which make the researchers hard to experiment the specific characteristics of consumers. Next point is the too logical nature or too logical processes which are used in those models where the consumers do not follow all the time. Third point is the lack of several essential attributes like knowledge, social pressure to evaluate Generation C's behavior. Therefore, we rejected those models and launched our searching further to find out a more suitable model to carry on our research. Ultimately, we found a model that is theory of planned behavior, which is a socio-psychological model which was developed by Arson in 1991. This model is composed with three attributes: attitude, that's the set of emotions, beliefs about a product; subjective norm, the importance given for the ideas of the family, friends and tradition when it comes to a specific behavioral concept; and perceived behavioral control as the third attribute, where the person's views about his or her ability to perfectly complete a specific given behavior based on the resources, skills they possess. Though this model was selected as the base model for our research, we have decided to extend it further because of its lack of several attributes like knowledge, past behavior, self-identity, risk perceptions, personal feelings, and etc. And Arson himself, the founder of this model, has explained that this theory of planned behavior is open to expansion. At the same time, according to some similar past literature, peer and social influence, product feature, and financial tools like factors have identified as the key influential factors for purchasing behavior of Generation C. Therefore, after evaluation of those requirements, we have accompanied three additional constructs for the base model of theory of planned. As the first attribute, market mechanism is going to be accompanied for our model. Due to the exposure to a world with unlimited amount of information and technological facilities, the consumer knowledge and the consumer familiarity for the products and for market is assumed to be high with this generation. So, market mechanism is going to evaluate the knowledge level and the opinion leadership in market. As the second construct, we are going to accompany the social identity. It indicates the influence from the belongingness of someone to a specific social group, where it makes a person more tendent to imitate that specific social group. Generation C is assumed to be genius at social media connectivities. They seek popularity through apps like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. So from this construct, we are going to evaluate the need of imitation of these generations and importance they have given for their social media groups. As the third construct, we are going to accompany the technology self-efficacy. Generation C take technology for granted. Their competencies are very high in technology than other generations. With those frequent hands-on experiences, technology self-efficacy is assumed to be high within themselves. So, their confidence in front of technology is going to be evaluated from this construct. This is our conceptual model, which is an extension of theory of planned behavior with the additional three constructs of market mechanism, social identity, and technology self-efficacy.
Implications of this model would be beneficial to marketers to predict potential consumer adaptational behaviors, to design favorable shopping environment, and to develop marketing strategies to suit this market. We have already validated this model with academic and industrial expertise. In future, we are going to validate this model by using statistical methodologies. Thank you.